Hey guys, and welcome to another Lo-Fi tutorial. In this video we'll be showing you a segment of one of our tracks and telling you how it was made. This track was made with mostly stock and free third-party plugins, so pretty much anybody can make it if you just put in a little effort. Also make sure you go and claim the free Cymatics Lo-Fi Starter Kit sample pack, because it contains pretty much the essentials when it comes to making lo-fi, from royalty-free melodies to drum samples. Now let's start the tutorial. Most lo-fi tracks are based around an 8 or 16 bar piano or guitar chord progression. And with that in mind, this is what I came up with. I made this using a free third-party plugin called KeyZone Classic, which gives you 5 different key tones to play with. I added an EQ to it to cut off the sharp high ends, because that's not an ideal sound that you want in lo-fi. This will soften it up. One thing I commonly do is layer the piano tone with the Rhodes Piano, which follows the same chord progression. This adds a little bit more thickness to the progression. To get this Rhodes sound, I often rely on the stock plugin Harmor. The Harmor Rhodes preset is comparatively softer. I also add an EQ to it to cut off any unwanted high sounds. For bass and drums, I usually rely on samples from the Cymatics Lo-Fi Starter Kit that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. I'll leave a link in the description so you can check it out yourselves. I like using the bass from this sample pack because it sounds organic and soft, which is just the way I want my bass to be in a lo-fi track. I added the stock multiband compression plugin with the bass boost preset to give it a little more power. And I also EQ the high ends off. As I mentioned before, the drums and percussions are also from the Cymatics Lo-Fi toolkit. This sample pack is really all you need to start making lo-fi. And it's not just for beginners, I even use it professionally. It also has a list of melodies which you can use to build a song around, and they're all royalty free. Now, as you can notice, I'm using 2 snares. I like to layer a more open, high-sounding snare with a filtered snare, so that it gets this unique sound. I also like panning these snares to the opposite sides, so that it sounds more full in the mix. I'm also layering 2 loops with each other, which are a hi-hat loop and a percussion loop. These are just a couple of the loops which the sample pack has to offer. I also EQ out the low and high end. Now for the main highlight of the song, the French horns. It's not something you typically see in a lo-fi song, but it adds a great warm texture to the song, provided that you take off the unnecessary high ends. The last element that I added are some orchestral string plucks. Both the string plucks and the French horn are from the stock plugin Flex, which is currently my favorite stock plugin. Despite being a stock plugin, they have some amazing organic sounding orchestral samples and presets. Though the strings sound good, make sure you cut off the high end, otherwise it's not going to fit well in a lo-fi song.